Hello and welcome to the Oak and Lamb YouTube channel. My name is Becca Oaks. I'm an owner and craft educator here at Oak and Lamb. Here at Oak and Lamb, we love to educate you on how to use your Cricut machine, whether that is the Cricut Joy, Explore Series machine, Makers Series machines, or whatever you are using. We love to teach them all. Traditionally, we encourage users to use a desktop or laptop computer for their Cricut. The reason is that Design Space is more user-friendly if you are using a full version of the software. However, it has been brought to our attention that a lot of our members don't actually have a desktop version available to them. They use their tablet or their phone, so a mobile version of the Design Space software in order to work their Cricut and to make other projects. So we wanted to give some content for those of you who are new to Cricut, new to Design Space. If you're looking at a mobile version of Design Space, the features and the actions are in totally different spots than they are in the desktop version of the software. And so it might be confusing when we're giving education, we're giving instruction on where to weld something or to subtract it or to align. And so we wanted to do a fun series of videos teaching how to do your projects with a mobile version of Design Space. So today we are going to be doing a very beginner-friendly project. We're just going to be putting vinyl on this silicone phone case, and I'm just going to be showing you how to size, to measure your blank, put a blank in Design Space to size your graphic appropriately. And then I'm also going to show you how easy it is to download cut files from our website at Oak and Lamb and import them into Design Space on your phone. If you are a Flock member, it is crucial that you know how to do that. If you are not a Flock member and you think that becoming a Flock member would be something that's very beneficial to you, whether you are just opening your Cricut, whether it's still sitting in a box on a shelf somewhere, but you need the push, you need the education, we are here for you. Our membership offers an entire library of cut files that you'll get access to with additions all the time. You also get a free commercial use license with that membership so that you can create projects and sell them legally if you want to. In addition, we have free courses to all of our Flock members who want to learn how to use their Cricut. It is start to finish education, and if we get a really great response on these mobile versions of education, then we might be making a mobile version of the Cricut Design Space O&L Academy as well. So let us know if that's something you're interested in, and take advantage of a fun offer that we have for you. If you're not already a Flock member, join today. Your first month is $9.99 using the code FUN, F-U-N. So click that link, join our monthly membership, and become a member of the Flock. Now, let's look at our blank on the overhead. We'll go ahead and measure it, and then we'll open up my phone and download a file, throw it in Design Space, and all of that fun stuff. So here's the phone case we're going to be putting our graphic on. I am just going to be using a StarCraft vinyl. It's a matte black vinyl, and I am going to be using a clear transfer tape. We did get that from Amazon. It is linked in our Amazon storefront. You can find it there. And I will just be using tools like a weeding tool, a mat. This is a strong grit mat, but it is well loved, as you can see, so I won't have any trouble removing the vinyl from that mat. And then I have a measuring tape here so that we can measure how large our phone case is. Now, this is a very crucial step. When we get new crafters, a lot of times we get messages that say, how do you know that your graphic is going to fit well on your blank? A blank is something like this that you're putting a graphic on. It can also be like a mug or a plate or a shirt. But the easy answer is to measure it. So you can look at this and think, oh, a 3-inch graphic is going to fit really nicely on there, when a 3-inch graphic is going to take up the entire space and look very odd on it. So this is why we think it is very important to measure your blank and then put a basic shape from Design Space on your canvas that's the same size so that you can size your graphic to fit that. And I'll show that and show you how easy it is to do it and why it's so important. So this phone case is 3 inches in width, and I'm gonna ignore this spot right here because I'm not gonna be putting any graphic here. I'm pretty much going to be putting my graphic right here. So we're looking at, well, you could do it two ways. You could look at 3 by 4.5, or you could look at 3 by roughly 3, which would make it a square here in the center. So 3 by 4.5 or 3 by 3, whichever way you want to look at that. Now that we have that measured, let's go over, find the cut file that we're going to be using from the website. We'll save it and import it, and then we'll go from there. So over here on the Oak and Lamb website, I have navigated to the cut file section by coming over here on the menu and just pressing cut files. And then I'm going to just search Lake because I want to use one of our new Lake cut files. Now all of our files that are lake related will come up. And so I just need to scroll through and find the one that I like the most. I think this lake life with the anchor is really cute and would look cute on a phone case, but I really also like this lake days on my mind. I think it will fit nicely on the back of the phone. So let's go ahead and click on it. I am already signed in, so I should be able to just download it. I'll press download now. This will come up and I'll just scroll over here, push this download button, and then I'm going to push download again. Now it will automatically download to my files, and you can see down here on next to oakandlamb.com, there's that little blue arrow. And then I'm going to press downloads, and I can click right here. It automatically imports into my downloads, and then I can click on it to open it. It was a zip file, and when I open it, it opens the zip file. That is important. Now what I can do is come over to Design Space. So let's go to our search bar. We'll type in Design Space. Let me go back really quickly. Did you see what the app looks like? Right here in the top left, that's what your app looks like. If you do not have the app already, go to your app store, or if you are on an Android, whatever, the Google store or whatever it is, and download that app. Okay, so we're gonna press the plus button right here, which opens up our canvas, and we can go ahead on the bottom menu and press upload. Now we are going to browse our files so that we can find the one that we've just imported. Now you can search, if you knew the name of it, you can search, or you can look at your recently uploaded files. I've typed in Lake Days because that's the one that I am going to be using, and then I will just select it. So this is the folder that I did upload, and you can see there's the PNG and the SVG version. Now it doesn't have, like, the extension isn't on the file name here, but I can look at the size of these images, and just because I know a PNG is generally larger because it's pixel based, and so it has, in order to get a good resolution, it needs to be a bigger image. So I'm going to choose the one on the right, and it's the 36 size. So let's go ahead and select it. It does say cut when I bring it up. And it says each color in this SVG will be an individual layer, just so that you know that you've picked up the right one. It does want you to name your image, so we'll just go ahead and name it Lake Days. Save that. And then I have it here on my desktop. Now, I'm going to insert a basic shape so that I have that size that we talked about when I measured the back of the phone case. So on the bottom menu where it says shapes, let's go ahead and select that. And I'm going to select a square. And now I'm going to size this. Like I mentioned earlier, it's going to be 3 inches by 4.5. So let's press edit here on the bottom. And we'll make the width 3 inches. And we need to make the height 4.5 inches. But you can see in between the width and the height, there is a lock right here. Let's go ahead and click that, so that we can unlock that and make the height 4.5 inches. Now, this is a perfect representation of the size of the back of our phone case that we will be using. So now we can zoom in just by pinching and zooming with our fingers and move this over. Because I added this first, it is on the back side of this. So let's go ahead and move it to the front. And to do that, I have this selected. I'm going to come to Edit on the bottom menu and scroll over, and it says Arrange. So let's press Bring to Front. And now it's here on the front. And then I can either size this by coming back over here where my width and height is, or I can drag these little handlebars. If I want the size lock ratio to be intact, then I'm just going to come right here in between where it says width and height and press that lock button back so that when I drag and drop, that ratio is intact. I like this size right here. It looks really good, and it doesn't matter. You can make it in the center or not. Okay, now that it is sized, I am ready to click Make It, but I want to do a couple of things first. Let's go ahead and either delete this rectangle because we don't need it, or we can hide it. And to hide it, we're going to come down here on the menu where it says Layers. And then you can scroll through and see all of the layers that we have going on here. We can go to the square at the very bottom and push that I, and then it will hide it from our canvas. So then we'll come back here. Right now, as you saw with those layers in that layers panel, look at all these different layers that are going to be cut out. I could go through and cut out all these colors if I wanted to, but I'm going to make this one solid color. So I have two options. I can either attach all of these layers, or I can weld it or unite it. There's a couple of different options, but any of those actions need to be done in order to get all of these to be cut out of the same. So let's come right here under Actions. We'll go ahead and press Attach, and watch what happens when I push Attach. All the colors change to one color, which is exactly what I want. Now let's go ahead and click Make It. You can see it on the mat here. That looks great. We'll press Next, and we're going to connect to our machine. Now, if you do not have Bluetooth turned on your mobile device, then you will not see a list of accessories here. So let's go ahead and turn our Bluetooth on. If it is on and you still don't see one, then go ahead and click on your Bluetooth connections and connect to it. We are going to be using the Explore 3, so I'll go ahead and press this to connect. If you have already connected to the machine before, then it will show up here. You can go ahead and click on the machine. The default pin, if it's the first time you're setting up, is 0000 for Cricut. So that's pretty easy. Okay, now that I have connected to my machine, I am going to be selecting my material setting. There are some favorited right here or bookmarked, and the one I'm going to be using is Premium Vinyl, the removable mat. So I'll select it. And I can look here to see the default blade is the premium fine point blade, or just the fine point blade. That is correct, and it is prompting me to load my mat. So let's go ahead and put our vinyl on our mat. This is a great project for scrap vinyl, as it is a very small piece of vinyl that we'll be using. But let's go ahead and put our vinyl in the top left corner, and we're going to bray it down because this is a well-loved mat. I want to make sure that it's not going to go anywhere. The vinyl is not going to go anywhere on me. Now that that is brayed down, let's go ahead and load it into our machine. You can see the flashing load button is ready for me to press. It will measure the length of the mat, and then once it is measured, then we'll go back over into Design Space and press go. Okay, you can see it says press go, the speed automatically set for this material, and then press the flashing go button. And the flashing go button is on the actual machine. If you're using a Joy, then you would press go here in Design Space. But since we're using the Explore Series machine, it is on the machine. Okay, we are going to go ahead and weed this, and before we weed it, we're going to grab our scraper tool and just burnish this down. And then we do have some small pieces in here. So I have gotten a fun little weeding tool. It's like a pen tool. This is also in our Amazon link or Amazon storefront, but it has a teeny tiny point on it that just makes weeding super easy. So let's weed off all of the excess here, and then we'll go in and get the teeny tiny little pieces. Okay, once you have it weeded, you're just going to grab a small piece of transfer tape. You can fold the corner to get the backing to come off. Place it down, and then you're going to grab your burnishing tool again and smooth that transfer tape onto the vinyl. You'll flip your mat and remove your mat from your vinyl so that you do not have any curling. And then you're going to burnish from the back as well. Once you've burnished from the back, then you can remove the backing very slowly to make sure that all the pieces have stayed down like they're supposed to. And now we are ready to just place it here on our phone case. Hover over it, because once you place it down, it is down. It's not very forgiving like heat transfer vinyl is. So make sure you're good with your placement. Place it down. And then you're going to take your burnishing tool again and burnish it down really good so that it sticks really nicely. And now you can remove your transfer tape. And because this is a phone case that your hands are going to be on a lot, and it will be in and out of your pocket, you'll be dropping it, those sorts of things, this is the kind of project that you would want to seal. We do have videos on sealing. I personally would probably seal it with a UV resin. Check out some of our videos on sealing with UV resin. But that's how easy it is to create a project with your Cricut and the mobile version of Design Space. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know if you'd like to see other content and other projects, especially design related videos in Design Space for mobile versions or your tablet, whatever you're using, by commenting below and letting us know that that's the type of stuff you would like to see. If you're not already a subscriber here to the YouTube channel, go ahead and click subscribe. It is free to do that, and it's an excellent way for you to support us if you love what we do here, but cannot at the moment afford to purchasing membership. Membership is the #1 way to support us. Like I mentioned earlier, click that link below and join the membership. You can do so monthly or annually. Let us know if you have any questions about this project or any other craft related questions by leaving a comment down below. I'll see you here another day for another video.